Minute. I know really haven't been like filming my podcasts. Honestly, haven't been feeling very inspired. Haven't really had a lot of what I wanted to talk about, but it's so random. Like I'm leaving for work in 40 minutes and I just got this random urge to talk about something that's been on my mind a little bit. So we're going to do it. Welcome back to Total Frequency. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about bringing out the inner child in you. So lately I've really been exploring different ways to like stimulate myself. I was kind of going through a phase where I lost myself. I didn't really know my passions. I was kind of like knuckling down and just focusing on like my content and my gym. And I kind of felt stuck in a routine. And I was like, I really need to change this up. I really need something different in my life. What am I going to do? So I started experimenting. By experimenting, I mean like I was buying puzzles, I was buying paint by numbers, like crafty things to explore myself. And then like just changing up my routine a bit, like going for a walk somewhere different, sitting at a cafe and doing my work rather than at home. And I have found I just feel like a different person. Like it's really humbling because it makes you realize how simple life actually is and how literally the little things are what makes you happy in life. And I think just doing this consistently, like I feel great. And also living like it was back in the 80s and the 90s where you don't have phones, you don't have technology. Like some days I really enjoy living my day as if I was in that time frame and not going on my phone. Sometimes I literally put my phone in another room and will not touch it like all day, and just doing things as though technology doesn't exist. And it is so refreshing because we live in a society where we rely so much on that cheap dopamine. Like, it's really bad. And it's quite sad because sometimes I do wish that I was born in like the 60s and it was just different. But I guess giving myself the small doses of those kinds of things and experimenting with things other than being on my phone has been really refreshing. So, the main thing I have been doing is gem art. So, I'm going to put up a few photos here. Well, a photo of the gem art that I've been doing. You're going to be like, that looks so boring. Once you get into this, it is amazing. I will sit there for 4 or 5 hours doing this, and I find I have so much clarity in my head once I'm finished because you're just sitting there and like your mind's busy, but your mind is wondering and you're having thoughts. And it's good sometimes to be bored and let your brain like run its cycle of feelings and everything. And I feel amazing every time after I do it. And I think it's a really good outlet for me. And this has been like my hyperfixation. Like I will literally sit there for hours. On my days off, I will sit there and do this. I'll put a podcast in the background or I'll put on my affirmations in the background. And it's just so nice. Like, usually in the mornings, if I have work that day, I will quickly squeeze in like a little bit of uni or a little bit of my business work. And then I feel a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit stressed because it reminds me of the things I need to do throughout the day and that stresses me out. Whereas now in the mornings, my routine has been go for a walk, like walk my dogs without headphones. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Just letting your mind wander. And then I'm coming back and I'm doing a little bit of Gemma, a little bit of journaling, and I'm not even looking at screens. Like I'm actually just focusing on myself. And that's my time where I'm not, excuse me, that's my time where I'm not doing any work. I'm not doing anything that's stressing me out. And I just think it's such a good way to start your day. And I should have been doing it sooner. So that's been making me feel really great. Another thing, I used to do this all the time. And since I moved to this new place, I haven't been doing it. I don't know. I feel like I kind of got out of routine and whatnot. But I have been putting my phone on charge in a completely different room. So I do not charge my phone in this room. I charge it out in the kitchen. And the reason being, and I put my phone on charge at like 7 p.m. I try and put it away at 7 p.m. Sometimes I'm texting my boyfriend or my friends or like doing things. But I put my phone in that room, and then from then onwards, I'm doing things that aren't to do with screens. Now, the reason being for this is because, first of all, if I have my phone in this room, I will snooze my alarm so many times that it defeats the purpose of the alarm. Second of all, I am someone that really struggles with sleep, and when I have a good set routine, I find that it really helps, and I have a more refreshing day if I'm not on my phone before bed. I find that it makes a really big difference. I know that everyone's different, but they do say it is really good for you to put your phone away like a few hours before bed. So, yeah. So, putting my phone away on charge, because I actually use an alarm clock for my alarm. But if my phone was in here, I can actually go onto the app and I can stop the alarm from my bed, which is not what we want. We want, like, my alarm clock is over there, so I actually have to physically get out of bed, walk over, turn the alarm off. Once I'm up, I'm up. I'm not going to lay back down. So that's the first, like, that is the reason why I put my phone away. And also, I find that once it's away, I'm like, okay, it's gone now. I'm not using it. So I like read my book, or I do some journaling, or like just things that aren't going on my phone. Because I think, like, while running a business and like wanting to grow my social media, I am on my phone a lot and I don't want to be on it more than I have to. Like, the only time I'm using my phone is if I'm talking to people or if I'm uploading content. I really try not to scroll. I have like a 30-minute limit using Opal, which is a really good app. Like, it cuts me off after 30 minutes of all social media. So that's all I get each day. And it really wires my brain to be like, okay, I'm going to use this time wisely because I'm trying to grow my business and my personal brand. So I'm going to use this time to make content rather than like scrolling. I do try and scroll a little bit to get inspiration and to like save videos and like stuff like that. But it really makes my time on social media more intentional. And I find that, like, obviously I don't have the option. I can't just lay there and scroll. So that's been really good. Been loving that. Now, on the other side of like technology can be really great. And I do have a few apps that excuse me, why are you growling? I do have a few apps that I really love using, and that when I am on my phone, I am using these apps. How many? I think there's 2 apps that are like just amazing and I love them. Let's see. What apps are they? Okay, first of all, Substack. I find this is a really good app, like, to kind of get away from the whole video style, like, social media. And I find that there's a lot of really valuable articles that you can read on Substack. So I really like that. And like with apps like this, I don't limit myself because I'm like, I'm actually benefiting from these and they're bringing me good vibes. I'm not like seeing videos of people being like horrible. Like, it's just like a really different environment on Substack and I love it. So there's Substack, there's Cove. Okay, this is an app that I just recently discovered and I am so obsessed. Okay, as soon as I downloaded it, I got a membership because I was like, this is incredible. As someone who loves Pinterest, this is like leveling up. So I'm going to put a little thing on the screen if you're watching on video for you to have a look. But basically, you make little coves, which is kind of like a Pinterest board. But instead of just like, you add your own stuff. So you don't like scroll and like add things, you actually upload your own things. You can add photos and videos. You can add notes, so like thoughts. You can save links, so like TikTok links, Pinterest links, Instagram links of things that you like. And so the coves that I have, I've got my manifesting cove, my fitness cove, and prioritizing my interest cove. And then I have a cove that I share with my boyfriend where we add like photos of us and like notes and little things that we've saved. It's actually so incredible. Like, this is my favorite app at the moment. And it just makes me feel so inspired because it's like you can put everything in one spot, because I find that sometimes everything's just everywhere. Like, you got to have different apps and whatnot. And I just find that app is absolutely amazing. And a girl that I watch on YouTube, I think her name's Lena or Lena. I'm going to put her at here, but she created the app her brother, and that's how I discovered it, because I was watching her YouTube videos where I think she has a podcast, and she was talking about it, and I kept on being like, that looks really cool, and then I ended up downloading it, and it's amazing. Like, it's so good for your brain because you can just have everything in one spot, like all your thoughts, all your photos and stuff that you want to save from like Pinterest and TikTok, and everything's just in one spot. Like, it's amazing. I love it. And then also, obviously, the other app is Pinterest, and I'm going to put up a screen recording here, but basically I have a 2026 board, and then I have little boards inside of that board. So I need to pull it up so that I know what I'm talking about. So where is it? I've got my 2026 vision board, and then I have 6 boards within that. First board, business. Second board, wish list. Third board, manifested. Fourth board, socials, ideas. Fifth board, why. And sixth board, how. So I'm going to explain this to you. So obviously the first 3 are pretty self-explanatory. Like, I just put stuff in that relates to that. The last 2, so my why. Why do I want to achieve these things? Why are these on my vision board? And basically within that why is like my fitness goals, what I want to get my body to, places I want to travel, things I want to do, like my why. So like photos showing me why I'm working towards these goals. And then my how is mainly like, how am I going to get here? So like quotes, things that are showing me like how I'm going to get here. So I'll just like put up a few examples, but I got this idea from Phoebe Goldsmith, who has a podcast called Stargirl Society. Absolutely love her podcast. She has amazing stuff, and I feel like she's part of the reason why I was inspired to start a podcast, because yeah, I don't know where it's going with that, but that's how she does her Pinterest board, and she talks about that on her podcast, and that inspired me. I was like, I really need to do that, because Pinterest is just such a good social media platform. I love it. It's incredible, and I always feel inspired. I never go on there feeling drained, and I know that I'm not going to sit there and scroll for hours, because it's just like a quick thing I do each day, like 10-20 minutes. I'll scroll through and add things. If I'm feeling a bit down and uninspired, I can look through my board and be like, yeah, this is why I'm doing this. This is how I'm going to get there. I just find that it's really motivating, especially when you have big goals, you have big things you want to achieve. It's so nice to have like that tangible thing showing you how you're going to get there, and also why you're working towards that goal, because sometimes we like lose sight of that. So I really love that. But I feel like that's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about like exploring yourself, doing things for yourself that make you love life again. Sometimes you just get in such a rut of like going to work, doing your work, in a routine, and it can get boring, and you just need to spice it up a little bit, explore some new things. As I said, like if you go for a walk every morning, like change up your walk without headphones so that you can let your mind wander. I have been trying to get a little bit into meditation. I will say it's taking me a while, but I know, like anything else, once I get into it, I feel like I'm really going to reap the benefits. Like, I have only heard good things about meditation, and I think as someone, like, I have a lot of limiting beliefs, and I really want to change my self-concept about myself and believe in myself a little bit more, and meditation is really good for that. So I really want to get into that a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Just like, sometimes to have discipline, you need to like inspire and motivate yourself by doing all these little things. Like, you're not always going to feel motivated, and that's the thing with discipline. Like, you sometimes have to pull yourself out of bed when you just want to lay there and cry, and you're going through things, and you do need to find little things that motivate you, little things that excite you, little things that bring your spark back. So they're the things that I've been doing to like help me bring my spark back a little bit, and like prioritize my well-being and my health. And I've been loving it. I've been feeling great. So I'm going to continue this, and I would love to hear if you guys try any of this stuff out, if you enjoy it. But I do really recommend go and buy yourself some gem art. Sit there with a podcast or your affirmations playing, and just be a child again, and or do like paint my numbers, or like pick up another hobby like knitting or crocheting, or I don't know, jewelry making, like anything. Like just explore your creativity because it's such a good outlet for your mind, your body, your soul. Like it truly makes you feel amazing and takes you out of that society where we're like constantly on our phones, constantly in a rush. Like just slow down and appreciate yourself. So thank you for listening. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah.